Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. And today we're discussing all the books that I read in April. I have my list here because I literally will forget what I rated stuff, the books in the moment. And I turn on the camera, I'm like, what did I read? But yes, I have my list here. I'm going to go over the books that I read. Funny enough, I actually read more than I expected. I was kind of like not reading at all at the beginning of April. And then the second half, I really locked in and I just found books that I was loving. And yeah, I was reading a lot the last like 2 weeks of April. So I did end up reading like 6 books, which I was not expecting at all. But let's go in order from the beginning of the month until the end of the month. So I started off first with um hold on. My little strap out of here is like very handy, but also it just be in the way clicking and clacking and I just be over it. Okay, so the first book that I started off at the top of the month was a random one off. Someone was talking about their channel and it was on Kindle Unlimited. And I was like, let's pick it up. And it was very short. So I was like, perfect. I think it was like 300 pages or so. And it's a trilogy, I believe, completed. And it's The Serpent's Bride. It's the Bloodlines trilogy. And yeah, it's a vampire fae fantasy romantasy book. And yeah, I actually did this one mainly on audiobook. Um yeah, so it was not what I was thinking it was gonna be. And yeah, I just listened to it slowly and finished it. It was like 3 stars. Like it really wasn't that great. I just felt it was very like cliche, nothing new, no nuance, like not even that interesting, to be honest. Like I was just like, whatever. But yeah, basically I get tired of these enemy to lover plot lines where I feel like within the first couple of days of meeting each other or like having to interact, they're not really like enemies, like they're pretending to me because they're already talking about how attractive they are. There's some pull, there's something there. And it's just like, y'all not really true enemies to me. So basically, with this story, the girl, don't ask what her name is. She's a fae, and they're like the low, like they're scum of the earth. Like everyone hates them. And she's a shapeshifter, so she can like, shift into different stuff. So she has this long, like I want to say like 100 years minimum. I think she said, or like 80. It was a long time because they don't really like age like us normally. That she had against this vampire family. The vampires like run things at the top of the food chain, basically. Whatever. So she basically had this long-standing grudge against him because he killed her family, and she's gonna do revenge. Like the typical revenge story. All right, cool. Anyway, she shapeshifts and somehow finds her way to get within his like be with him. Um, I'm trying to give spoilers in case you really wanted to pick this up. So I'm trying to remember what's like on the back of the cover. Regardless of the fact she's infiltrated, and that's the whole plot line. Like, she's going to take him down. But like, I swear, real quick, she was already like folding already. And one way it's like, hey, vampires are known to be very charismatic and stuff, but I'm sorry, like you've held this for 80 years and I feel like and you're that weak already. Get out of here. Get out of here. Unserious. So yeah, I just felt it was very like just boring. Like it was nothing new exciting to me. It was pretty much just yeah. Anyway, that's all I gotta say about that book. I don't even know what to say. I don't want to keep going on about this book. 3 stars. All right. Then I went into My Husband's Wife, my first Alice Feeney book. This is for my book club. Um, I actually was like, I did audiobook with that as well, and it was very good. I love a good thriller on audiobook. Didn't disappoint. I enjoyed the narration. They had a little bit of like ambiance, like sounds and music, not really throughout the whole entire thing, but like at random times. And it was a nice touch to the story. So I actually really appreciated that. I gave it 4 stars. I did not expect where it was going. It was crazy. But yeah, short chapters, so it can be very engaged. And like I said, the narration was really good. I was locked in. Um, Yeah, 4 stars. I really enjoyed that. And then I went on a run, guys, with 4-star books, which was really nice. So I enjoyed that. And then I was like, you know what? Let's just get into, because I didn't make a TBR this month. I just kind of went with the vibes were. So my obviously my two book club books I had to read. So that was My Husband's Wife. And then I had to also read Not Quite Dead. So I'll get to that. But first I read In Her Own League, which is a spinoff from the Windy City series, romance series that I love so much. I was excited to read this. I'm like, let me read a book that I've been excited about. And so glad I did. I loved it so much. Yeah, it was really a great time. I gave it 4 stars. I liked it. I still say Rio Story is my favorite in the Windy City series. This spinoff was nice for well, I just lost his name. What was his name? Um, hold on. Emmett. I was about to say Monty, but his name is Emmett Montgomery, so I think that's where I was getting that Monty from. And they may even some of them call him that. But yes, it was just nice to get Emmett's story because we've seen him all along the Windy City series intertwined because he is the coach. And yeah, I was happy that he was able to get his love story. So yeah, I had a good time with it. It was really nice to close everything out. And I believe she's starting another series. I don't know if it's going to be connected to this in any way, maybe, but yeah, I really like this author and how she does her sport romance books. They're such a good time. So read that, and then I actually got an art copy on NetGalley. I've been forgetting about NetGalley, I'm not gonna lie. So I was checking out like what books can I, request to see, and I randomly came across this one which I thought sounded interesting, and it was called Down with a Ship by Chloe Jory. I think this is her first book. But yeah, it's a contemporary romance book. It comes out actually on May 7th. I'm like, what day is today? It comes out on May 7th or 6th, one of the two. So it's about to be out if you want to check it out. But yeah, I actually had a really great time reading that one with my Kindle. It's really like, it was just, I thought the way she wrote banter was good. And I love a good banter in a story. But yeah, the girl basically kind of in a crossroads. She's been like working for a PhD for a long time, but it's kind of hitting like a mental block with that. Plus, she had a relationship. I think they were engaged that didn't end, and he works there, and then just having to see him with someone else, and just a lot. You're a little lost in life. And then her sister's getting married, and they lost their family, like, or their parents, and they're young, specifically their dad, because I think the mom like was MIA. I can't remember. I think the mom left them or something. But regardless, I'm talking about the mom specifically, not the mom, the dad specifically. And he had died, so then she had to take care of her sister. And yeah, so they're really tight. So she's just getting married to someone very, very rich, and she goes on the vacation and meets this guy on there, and shenanigans happen. So yeah, I had a great time with it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I love the banter between the two main characters. And yeah, I'm like, it's actually perfect for summertime reading. That's why I love reading romance books in the warmer days. It's just like we're outside, the sun's shining, we're reading a fun little book. So yeah, definitely read that one if you're interested in adding a romance to your summer reading list. Then the next book I read was for my other book club called Not Quite Dead Yet. I've never read anything by Holly Jackson. I believe she does the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series, which is YA, and this is her first like adult series. So the premise sounded very interesting. Someone that is supposed to die within a week, and she's to solve her own murder. I was like, wow, that's a very fascinating concept, and I'm like very curious. So that is what drew me to the book, and it got picked for a book club this month, or for April. So I read that. I gave that one 4 stars as well. I actually was pretty engaged overall. There were some things about it that I was just like, the main thing was the fact that it still read very YA to me, in my opinion. And like I said, I've never read any of other books to compare, but even not, I just feel like, like the way the characters acted was giving very much their young adults coming into their own, and like, like teenagers. So, and these people were adults. So, I mean, they still were younger, but not as young as you think. I think they were like 26, 27. Like, I don't know. It just skewed very YA to me. That was my complaint. And I'm like, that's fine. Like, that's your lane. It's a good time. Like, if it was a YA book, I feel like a lot of stuff was happening would just be like, I could be like, yeah, it's totally fine. But because of that, I was like, you're taking out the story that seems a little unrealistic. but the plot itself and how they unraveled the mystery to figure out what was going to happen was really great. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. Yeah, so 4 stars for that. Then last minute, I just started reading Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. And I love Abby Jimenez's books. They're so good. I love how she does like real life situations that people go through, but then there's like a beautiful love story in there. She writes such great main like the male characters. I'm like she's so good at it. I'm sorry. I love her men characters, like the main characters. Yeah, so no exception. I had put this one off because I heard it was really sad, like even more sad than their other ones. Like I said, they're always a sense of like sadness or like real life stuff in other books, so you could feel like, wow, this is like rough. But this was on a whole other level. Let me tell you, it was rough. Like I literally had tears in my eyes towards the end. Like it was so like it was just a lot of sadness, but then at the same time, I really enjoyed the romance part of it. I don't know, it was a great read. Like I was pretty like flying through that book, okay? And I'm like, see, why do I wait so long? Like I just connect with Abby's writing. And I know there's like people have mixed feelings about this one, but that's how books go. For me, it worked and I gave that one 5 stars, okay? Abby, she does every time. But yeah, those are all the books that I read in April. Actually, for May, I already dropped my May TBR book list because I actually decided to make a little mini TBR and I really want to stick to it this month. But yeah, it was kind of nice for April to not have anything set. And I still am reading 6 books. So I'm still on track for my overall yearly goal. But yeah, let me know what you read in the comments. Wow, I'm saying this all backwards. Let me know what you read in April in the comments below, and maybe I'll add it to my list because we have never ending TBRs over here. But yes, I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure you subscribe, like all the things. And yeah, bye.